Today's lesson, how to draw a cartoon robot. Hey, it's John-Marc and welcome to today's lesson. We're going to be doing this little robot that I created. So let's begin the lesson. As you can see, I already began with creating a little perspective box. This is going to be a square little robot. And we're going to work on his legs right now, little cylinders down there. Again, sketching 101, very light, and just building up on that, getting heavier as we go. This was just created as we speak right now. Off the top of my head, I didn't have a visualization or looking at a model sheet. I just winged it, as we would say, just using your creative juices. So this lesson I want you to take home is possibly looking at this robot and then creating your very own unique robot. I would love to see that as well. So make sure you subscribe to this video and check out our website. That's jmg-studio.biz, and there you can get our email and you can send it over to. I would love to see what you guys are working on. But today's lesson is creativity of working on a robot. And the basic shape I did is a square. You may take a circle, an oval, or any other thing, or you might take a different type of square shape and just build something creatively that comes to your mind. It might take you some time. I played around robots as a kid, and that was always a little fun thing of me. I'm thinking one of these little wind-up ones with the feet that kind of like move on the bottom really slow. You have to wind them up again. I had a couple of mini ones like that. So that's what inspired my thinking when I was creating this one. Didn't look like it, but it was something of a thought. So as you can see here, I'm working on the arms, and again, a little bit sketchier. And then I'm going to be working on the face right now there. So let's make him a tough looking little robot, a little angry. And again, the facial expressions are key. And what I shared in some of my other videos, it's really good to know, is maybe you just want to build the body structure and leave the face alone, the area, and then you could customize the face in many different feelings and emotions that your robot could have. So that's just a thought. I'm going to build his nose right now, big square button. I should like to say press. There, he's a little frowning right now. Okay, working on a little side vent right there to give some air to cool him down because he's so hot-headed right now. He's a hot-headed little robot right now, kind of fun character. So as you can see here, I'm just the very, very light right now. And from this point, I'm going to possibly look to some areas and make it a little darker. So let's see. Okay, what can I do there? The little legs. Let's give some type of texture or technique, like where his legs can bend and flex. That's looking good right now. All right, let's get the top part. What should I do? Like a little antenna, a little beeper down there. Okay, let's shade in his little eyebrow right now to give it some type of definition where it is. There you go. That's looking good. All right. I like that. Let's get a little darker now with around the eyes. So when creativity comes to your mind, and you might ask me, where do I think these things? It's pictures, movies, and books, and just visuals of objects. So like this robot, it could have been looking at an air conditioning or a dehumidifier or a humidifier, either one of those, or a microwave or a stove or a refrigerator. Looking at those elements in your head could give you some sense of visual how things could happen, like a drawer or air vents or however. And then the arms could be something that you could imagine being on an assembly line for cars and trucks that are being built, those little robot arms. So that's what comes to my attention when I be very creative. I think in my head of all these different items, and I'm just like putting it together. Why square? I just wanted to make it a square, simple. You could have made it very, very oval if you want to again. Now I'm getting a little darker on the bottom. And I just thought of putting those little snap little hands on there. When I'm looking at this one, when I'm drawing right now, there would be definitely some major modifications and changes that I would do later on if I ever colored this one in. But for right now, it's just a sketch to get my thoughts out and to just teach you how to be very creative. So creativity is one thing, is lacking as an art lesson and teaching. People follow lessons and copy people, which is okay, but I want you to be creative. So in my lessons, I want you to learn how to draw, sketch 101. People aren't teaching how to sketch. Number 2, creativity, how to be creative, what comes into your process. In this case, this is what I want you to learn from this video, is using your thought process. Pull up a website for a home improvement place, and that you can see all those different appliances and make your own appliance robot in that case. So you don't have to copy mine, but use your thinking and creativity. Walk around the house and see something like, it could be a monitor, it could be your TV set, could be your phone, a phone robot, whatever comes to your imagination. Again, key thing is don't look at just one. Take bits and pieces of these elements that you're finding and put them together once again. And when I was just putting this one together, the top part kind of reminded me of an old phone booth. And then the shape kind of reminds me of, right now, the body with that, the little round top is like old DuckTales, Scrooge McDuck's safe, how it had that shape. So some of these thoughts come into your head at time. I'm thinking of an old 1960 style robot legs and arms from those sci-fi movies in the 60s. So this is where my process comes. Yours might be totally different because you might be picking up something that you're familiar with, which is awesome. And there we go. So I'm just shading in some of the areas and getting a little bit more definition with the areas, and getting a little bit darker, separating the feet so he could walk. Maybe that would have been a fun thing to do right now. Add in the very back is those little big wind up like a toy, or even on the side. He could be a jack-in-a-box robot. That would be kind of fun with feet. That's actually a kind of cool idea to do, thinking of that. A little jack-in-a-box, a little winding up, and when you're winding up, he's walking and the robot pops up out of there with a ball or a little puppet. Yeah, that's actually a fun idea. All right, I gave you one idea. All right, you work on that or create your own. So, as you can see here, I'm just finishing up some of the more detail, a little bit darker, shading in some of the areas, just giving some halftones and effects just to feel out. This is just a sketch. Am I 100% happy with it? Of course not. I can do better, I know. So I think we're done. Let's sign and date. And I thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.